Good morning.
Buenos dias. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, it's Akina and Britt.
On the spiritual tip.
We talk about some spiritual shit.
Ooh, I like that.
A little sour. You know? You listen.
Little sazon on that.
How you doing? Let's start with that.
Good. You know what? It's been a week, but I'm good.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Okay.
Like the week went fast, but it was just dragging. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I feel you.
It was a week. How was your week?
I feel the same. I feel like you're going, and you look up and you say, "Oh, it's the weekend."
Yeah.
I feel like it's like airplane mode from Monday to Friday. But yeah, I've been like tired as shit.
Yeah?
That's why I had to like do something with this because it was given money bags.
Wow.
It was. But we here today. Oh my goodness. But we here.
We here.
And we're going to talk about something actually that's really, very entertaining and really funny.
I love this, actually.
It's an open space, so please comment below when this posts. Comment below. Leave your testimonies. This is like a real thing. So it really happened because me and Brittany were just having a conversation. We're like, yo, what do we want to talk about?
Yeah.
You know, and it just dawned on us, like...
But you said it, and we just started laughing. We're like, yeah, we gonna talk about
I was like,
that.
what about broken pussy?
We gonna talk about that.
And we stopped. We was like, no, that's really a thing.
That's really a thing. And I love me a good metaphor.
Yes.
Like, I love me a good metaphor. Like, so we're going to get into that.
So today's episode is called...
Lord!
Is my pussy broken? Right. So...
Is it, though?
Is it really? Or is it just things are not aligned for you to date the type of people that you're looking for?
Yeah.
So unpack it. So you want me to do the definition?
Sure.
So this is as per Urban Dictionary, guys. Pussy broken pussy. And also BDE. So we also want to incorporate the men in this too, and it's like your big dick energy. We're all grown here. Just don't watch this with the kids.
Don't watch this with
the kids.
It's
a disclaimer. So big BDE, big dick energy, is like something that men exude when they know themselves and they're sure.
Right.
But sometimes your BDE can be off. And you're just not attracting what you usually would attract or attracting at all, actually. So, pussy broken / broken pussy, the intense feeling of unfavorable emotions that overcome the vagina found the refusal of a dick. And it could be vice versa for men. Okay? Because
refusal of a pussy.
Yes, refusal of... Yeah, I know a lot of men be walking around like that. So let's unpack. So we're going to share. So we share an experience. Okay. Ever had a time you felt like your vagina was broken, pussy broken, or you had a broken pussy?
Oh,
this is hilarious. Yeah, we're going to...
Okay.
We're starting.
So I love a good metaphor. And yes, I absolutely have thought that my vagina was broken. It was... out of maintenance, but like not that it was actually broken, just that there was like repellent on it.
Right. Yeah, because
and I'm just like, what is going on?
So we
don't have these type of problems.
The timeline loved that one because I was like you have repellent on it, and everybody was crying.
I was cracking up.
Shout out to people who engaged, but it was like a real thing.
It was a real thing.
So
yeah,
okay,
I have.
You have.
I have.
Do you have anything specific, or do you just want like?
I have so many stories. Let me ponder on this and you answer the question first because...
And you could, it could be a generalization. Well, I know for me, I definitely had a time like that, but it was more when I was already sure of myself. So I was already sure of myself and it just felt like either okay, we would connect, but it just wasn't hitting, or it was a certain type of person coming to me, a certain type of man coming to me, where it was like, Lord, just let me know, is my pussy bro?
Yeah.
Because why? I'm doing the work. I've done the work. How the hell did they think? How's this not like working?
Yeah.
Or when you knew, okay, this is going to sound very arrogant. Actually, whatever. When you knew you were dating somebody or that they liked you, right? And it was just like, I'm kind of stooping down to date them. How the fuck did I end up like this? I am the prize. No offense to any of you, but no, all offense. And I was just like, I had to date lower to be with you. My pussy's broken. It has to be. So yeah.
Yeah, so I've been through a lot of experiences like that. And it also came from when I was sure, too, of myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm actually giving grace to this person, and it's just not hitting the way it's supposed to be hitting.
Right.
So why is it not hitting the way it's supposed to be hitting, right? So I used to, talk to God like, what's going on? I know God was sick of me at the time.
And it has nothing to do with looks.
No, it has nothing to do with looks or anything like that. It just wasn't hitting. Like, it just wasn't getting off the ground. And I'm just like, why is it not getting off the ground?
Like you're used to.
Like I'm used to. And then I'm just like, you know what, God? I hear you, though. Like, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Because he was probably just like, you know what?
They're not for you.
They're not for you.
Mm-hmm. And think about it, right? Like what I just said, I knew I was dating not my level, right? So it's like, so the Lord's like, so why would you even, so is it your ego? Or do you really want to like be with these people who are obviously like, you already know they're not for you. So why are you so tight that it's not connecting? It's more of an ego thing, right? But you can't help in that time to feel like, is it me? And I think it's like the mastery of love. Is it the mastery of love? Or I think it's the mastery of love, where there was like, which is a great book, where there's like a segment like that. Like somebody acts a certain way, or even maybe it's the 4 agreements, but either way they act a certain way and you're like, what's wrong with me?
Oh, it's the 4 agreements.
Yeah, and you're like, what's wrong with me? And it's like, whoa.
It has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
At all. But I think we're just humans, and we end up blaming ourselves. Mm-hmm. When really you're not really, I'm going to say it again, sometimes you're just not in alignment with that person. And I think we had a conversation recently where it was just like, listen, you're on a different spiritual plane.
And it's harder.
And it's harder when you're on a different spiritual plane. Yeah. When you're very sure of yourself, it's just harder because, no offense, I mean, once again. And men too, I think sometimes depending on what spiritual lane they're on, it's harder. And when they're sure of themselves, it's harder to meet women on their level. I think they meet women who think because they can suck it and, F it, that's enough. And I think we're not giving men enough credit to think like, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we give men enough, because there are men like that where I've had conversations and they're like, oh, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Exactly. So that brings me to like what we were talking about last night. Yeah. Like, well, I don't know any kind of man who's not going to like want to just have sex with people. But there are some men out there that know their standards. Like, they have standards, you know what I'm saying? And they could have pussy thrown at them and they're just like, no, I'm not with it.
Yeah, there are men like that.
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot, but there definitely are. Yeah, there's definitely men out there that are like, oh, I don't care how it was thrown. I mean, I want to see how she... I was watching a clip of Brent Fayez, and it's funny because it resonated with a couple men that I know, where he was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about how you look. I don't care how... You could be the baddest woman outside the whole group. Like, right. But to me, it's like, I want to see how you light up the room. I want to see how you interact with other women, not other men. I want to see that you can make friends. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know men... Which also shows you sometimes we think men are like these robots, right? That just want to like,
we forget that they're humans.
I want to touch it, and I want to do this, right?
We forget that they have minds and they're humans. And it's funny because I had a conversation with, actually, shout out to No Limitations. Yeah. Before you got here, before that episode, we were talking about women and how women don't know how to keep friendships. And he was like, I think it's weird that, you meet a girl and one day she's like, that's my girl, and the next day she's like, oh, I don't F with her. Yeah. He's like, well, do you know how to keep connections? He said that. And I was like, wow. So that really brought me back to what you said.
Yeah, men
just now,
pay attention to that.
They pay attention to that. They really do. Because if you can't keep a connection with friends, can you
That's
keep a connection
weird.
with them?
It's a little weird.
And it's very weird.
and why do you like men over
women?
Because I think on collective, men who are sure of themselves and know other men, they're like, but men are shit, so why would you feel more comfortable with men?
Collectively, we're shit.
And not no asshole. I just think that men know other men.
Yeah, they know themselves. They know
so
men.
I think sometimes we don't give men enough credit that they also can be people who are like, yeah, I don't give a shit about none of that. I need to see how
they're not all surface level.
What your character is like. Yeah. It's funny when I talk to my partner, I'll be like, yeah, but sometimes I'll be like, they ain't that cute. And he's like, I don't give a shit about that. That doesn't, he's like, that shit fades. He's like, I care about your character.
Yes. Ooh, I love that. It's fleeting.
He's like, I care about your soul. If she treats me good, that's all that matters to me. And I'm like, oh, all right. I mean, whatever. But it's being shallow, right?
Yeah.
All right, so.
All right, how do we change the vibration to attract what we want?
You wrote that.
No, you wrote that.
I wrote that.
You wrote that. That was a good one, too.
I will tell you guys, sometimes we're doing this, and I think that when we first do our outlines, I think we're like, how are we going to word this stuff, right? And then I'm just like, I was at work, and
Yeah, because I opened it, I'm like, there's a lot here, so I don't know what she's talking about.
Copious amounts of material.
Yes, it's a lot. That's actually a really good question.
Oh my God. So the way we do that is, I think this is so generic to some people, but it's really not. I think that you pour back into yourself.
That was going to be my answer.
Right.
You just work on yourself.
You just work on yourself. And I think that it's so romantic to like
romanticize yourself.
Yeah, and just align yourself with the things you like. If you like bubble baths and strawberries,
because if you don't know who you are, how you gonna know what you like?
You know, and how's the person gonna rise to the occasion to meet you where you're at, right? Or this is gonna be some real growth for me, where somebody can come in and see where you don't love yourself at, right? So you're good at loving yourself, but I think when you are on a certain like trajectory or tunnel vision, the person you're dealing with or your partner can fill in the spots where, hey, I think you're forgetting this part right here. Let me take care of that. But when you learn yourself, right, it's just, I feel like you attract what you need. Ooh! Now, I'm just talking to myself right now. When you learn yourself and you love yourself and you put into yourself, you attract what you need, not exactly what you want. I talk to my girlfriends a lot, and I tell them in the past, I think I attracted a lot of viscerally, it was people that I wanted, but it wasn't what I needed. And of course, you don't need anybody, but I think need you in a sense where I was having a conversation with my partner, and they were like, you know, I just want to make your life easier because you tend to be really hard on yourself. And that was a word. It was a word. It was definitely a word, because I'm like, damn, I do be hard on myself. And it's like, for what? So, yes.
Facts.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they pretty much read me for filth.
Yeah.
In a sense. And it's not my partner, but I feel like you need those connections anyway that aren't like just romantic, right? Because you can have a man friend who looks out for you and speaks some real shit and speaks life into you, right? So we were having a conversation, and he read me for filth in the ways that I needed, but also attack myself without knowing I attack myself.
It's crazy.
And I was like, oh.
You have to step outside of yourself and look at yourself.
I don't want you to notice that, but you notice that. Yeah. Kind of thing.
And maybe they should, because it helps you call yourself out on your shit.
Yes, and it helped me call myself out on my shit. So that was part of the Broken Pussy Chronicles, because that's another thing.
I think also too, when a part of Broken Pussy or BDE is not being accountable for yourself and how
you play a role in
what you attract.
Yeah.
And your pussy or your BDE may be off.
And not so much what you attract, but what you allow.
You allow. And I say attract because when you're on a certain vibration, you're going to attract a certain type of person.
Well, yeah. I mean, you attract a lot of people, but it's who you allow to stay in that space too.
And when you're in a certain vibration, you are more open to the people that may not be for you. Yeah. That gets us what I'm trying to say. So, and it's a thing. That's why some people are like, oh, I always get these ninjas who want to cheat or who are cheap or whatever. And it's like, well, did you work on yourself to figure out maybe why you attract these type of people?
I guess because we had a conversation the other day, and I was like, wow. We went out to brunch, and after brunch we had a conversation. I'm like, I was kind of ranting a little bit about my experiences.
Yeah.
But the thing that stuck out to me that you said was, well, you're on a different spiritual plane, and so
you just are.
It's going to be harder. I think that's what I mean. Sometimes it is just harder for some people because not everybody is matching your alignment.
No.
That's what
100%.
That's what I think it is for me.
100%.
So when I come to the table and I'm like, well, this is me, everyone's like, well, I can't rise to that. I distinctly remember dating someone and them telling me, I feel like you're so deep and I'm pouring into you, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to fill your cup. Literally, he told me that. Literally.
Well, shout out to that man, though.
Wow.
Because I think what happens too is that
really.
Shout out to that man for knowing that, because I also think that
on paper he looked amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean anything. Is what I'm trying to say. On paper you could look amazing, and on the inside you could be shitty or empty or not know yourself. You know what I mean?
Definitely, because I've encountered that.
So when he said that to me, I was like, wow, that is something.
And I say shout out to that man because I think that takes a lot to admit to yourself that I may not be on your level. Whereas other men will play it up till they cannot play it up anymore and realize and that's when they go ghost because they've hit their
mark. And
they've hit
like,
their top,
ooh,
and they're like, damn, she's all the way up there. I
can't fake it no more.
So I'm about to ghost it or just be out. I don't think, instead of them saying, listen, like that was very mature of him to be
and we
like.
still dated a little bit after that.
And because you respect his maturity.
I really did.
I think that's a disconnect. A lot of people don't want to admit, like, damn, nobody wants to say you're out of my league. And I think when you, I shout out to all people out there, but when you're a spiritualist, I'm sorry, I think the vagina and the penis hit different. It just does. Because you know yourself on a different level, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people want to be in it with you, but they're not really ready to be in it with you.
Yeah, you love me like you say you love me.
For real. And you could be a I won't say non-spiritual, but yeah, you could be a non-spiritual person and still be in tune with yourself, you know what I'm saying? And still be or still think you have broken pussy or, you know, low BDE, you know, big dick energy, guys. But I think it always goes back to you.
Yeah, it does. I agree. There's work to be had, always.
Yeah.
But there's always work to be had.
All the time.
So, I get
definitely.
That. I get
okay.
That. I like that. And shout out to that young man. We're on different paths now, but shout out to that young man.
Yeah, shout out to, because that's really, I think it's dope. I've had more people try to fake the funk than anything, where they're like, because on the outside, I think I'm like this, woo! And then I think when
they sit down in front of you,
they sit down
and
with me, they're like, damn, this bitch is deep.
Right.
She a little weird, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are surface. And I think that it's hard for them to grasp because remember, spirituality is things you cannot see, you know? Not only are you praying to your God, but you're praying to yourself. Okay, when that's you coming back to your home, you coming back to yourself, that's hard for people to grasp sometimes because they're like, whoa.
Well, people are so used to not
sitting with themselves,
being with themselves, and so how could they come back to themselves if they don't know themselves? That's a word. Ooh.
And how could they know that you're somebody that they may need? Woo.
Yeah.
Because I've dated men where I'm like, now they know they need me in their life.
Yeah.
Why is they playing themselves, honey?
Yeah.
But you want to be dumb? I'm going to be smart.
But you know, at the end, that's a lot of work anyway.
It is. So. But I think it's part of like being a healer and a spiritualist and just being like, also it always goes back to the medical field. I just think you end up having people you not even like have to, but you end up sometimes with people that you're fixing and you don't even realize it, you know? So yeah.
Very true.
In what time? Ooh, in that time, in the broken pussy era or the low BDE era, guys, what did it teach you about your pussy power or your BDE, big dick energy, guys?
Cause that's just strong as hell.
Yeah.
It's strong as hell. And it's a lot of it. And I don't need anybody for it. That's the thing. That's the thing that it taught me the most, is that I don't necessarily need anyone to display this said pussy power. It just is.
I love that word, by the way.
Okay, it's not only me; it's in me.
That's true.
Okay, seriously.
I love the word pussy power. Sorry, I just love it. Pussy power is like.
Who run the world?
I also think that when you have a lot of pussy power, they think you're masculine. Because sometimes women who don't know their power are more easier to be submissive. Now we're gonna get into that one day, because that's a whole nother conversation.
We definitely need to get into that.
I hate
the word submissive, or just
I hate the word submissive. Yeah, because I actually yearn to be submissive.
Yeah,
it's like a challenge. Like, I'm like, ooh, you're that man if you can make me submissive. Because I always feel like I gotta tell y'all what to do. You know what I'm saying? So
not to jump across the table.
So that's what they be talking about. Let me stop. So yeah, I think that when you have pussy power,
yeah,
I think that it is intimidating.
It is. It's very intimidating, actually. To both men and women.
To both men. And I think, too, for women, when they see a man with, like, BDE, I mean, for me, I think that's more attractive.
I think that's attractive,
I feel like, what's your story? Like,
yeah, and why are you so just, like, why do you know?
I'm telling you, I know the story of why I was, like, enamored with this person when I first met them was because I walked into the room they wasn't talking to none of these bitches. That's my thing. I don't want to see when you don't talk to, when you don't care about none of the vaginas in your face.
You know what? I went back to you telling us that story about what attracts you to men, and I was like, wow, I like that too. Though.
Yes.
More now than ever, though.
Yeah, I know.
As I got older, I'm like, yeah.
I like the men that don't talk to nobody.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I gotta insert this really quick because I just had a conversation with somebody last night about this. BDE, big dick energy, right? Is really when they don't talk about it.
No.
That's when you know. This is fact. This is
true.
law. This is not a theory. When they don't talk about how good they are, what they can do, and all this
that's how
bullshit,
you know.
that's how you know you in for a treat.
That's how you know.
If they talk too much about it, no.
That's how you know. And I won't even say like sexual
Just
wise.
even sexual, just in general.
In general.
What they can do, what they can offer, what they can provide.
Yeah, and what is, for me, what you just said.
I feel like that's overcompensating.
What you can do. What you can do, because I feel like to this day, I felt like when I saw that person, they just knew. Like they just and even when I talk to this day, this is like, yo, like I was taught like you don't need to do that. Like when you got it, it's gonna come to you. And it's like Cause I remember like yesterday, I'm like, you wasn't talking to nobody. It was a whole bunch of, it was enough vagina for everybody, you know. And you was not.
I'm intrigued by this story.
Yeah, you were not pressed. I mean, in the corner.
I love that.
I'm a little ashy today, y'all. In the corner, I had
time.
I was rushing. I was rushing.
Can't nobody see the bottom half, sis.
Y'all know how I live. You know the material.
Oh my God.
It's early. Anyway,
oh my God.
Sidebar. He was in the corner, because you know me, I gotta do the whole thing. He was in the corner, legs up, had the Ciroc bottles.
The Ciroc bottle
in the corner of the in the corner of the hotel, and I'm just like, and we all walk in. You know that's when the hotel parties was lit, and I'm walking in, and when I tell you the man didn't flinch, you know how a man turns around and be like, oh, okay, you know, like what up, you know. I mean, we walked in, he's like, okay, whatever, y'all get comfortable, whatever. I'm like, he's not looking at us.
Ooh, the epitome of law of attraction.
What's going on? It's little chocolate girl is here who's perky. He's not pressed. There's other bitches here. You not pressed. Okay, what's his story? I need to know his story.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
The mysterious.
Yes. I don't like the one that's everywhere.
Too much everywhere, right?
That's not BDE to me. That means overcompensation, like you said. And I think also for women, if a woman has to walk around and talk about what she brings to the table all the time, I also think sometimes that could be overcompensation. I've learned from men too. You can have not broken pussy, but more like bad pussy. And I didn't think that was a thing. I just felt like, well, girl has.
What does that mean?
Oh. What does that mean?
Yeah, no, seriously, like I didn't mean it like that. Like
so,
I don't know what that means, but like, what does that really mean?
What it means is that like a very, very,
low vibrational pussy?
Not even that, but just
like it?
I mean, yeah, you could say low vibrational pussy. Somebody who probably just wants to drink all the time, smoke all the time. Okay. But also who's like overcompensates, but then when you get in the bedroom with them, they don't bring shit to the table.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, that's a thing? So that's why that famous line, can you do it with a dick in you, comes from.
Wait, what?
Can you do it with a dick in you?
Can you do it with a dick
So you see all that, what that really means is, okay, you over here dancing and twerking and you this and that and you sexy and you all that, but when you get behind closed doors,
I got you.
You don't even know how to get the rhythm of the night.
I got the rhythm. All these fucking songs, bro.
Where do you do that at? So I learned, that's why it's good to talk to the opposite sex.
Yes.
And be friends. And
like I said, have partners that aren't just romantic partners, that are just there for guidance.
I also will say I'm lucky in the sense that I was
you have both.
I have
but like in general for the women out there
definitely.
who are single like me, we need people what? Me don't have no ring yet.
No, even my guy friends,
who are guy friends that are just
keep it real.
Keep it real and look out for us. Because I have a guy friend who will look me dead in the face and be like, well, girl.
Well, how to help you?
I'm trying to help you.
Right.
So, and I appreciate it, too.
And I think as black women, too, it's good to have men who are not nasty, but know how to pour into you and talk you up when needed and to tell you about yourself.
Right. In a loving way. In a loving way. Like your girlfriends would.
Because I think because we are so used to handling everything ourselves that when you hear somebody... I was watching... I love this show, Rap Shit. I was watching it on HBO Max.
I haven't watched it yet.
I love it. You should watch it.
I'm going to.
I watched it. episode yesterday. Shout out to Chameleon because I've been watching this girl's journey since like, she's been doing rapper
Is
stuff
she
since
on
like
rap
two.
shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's an actress now, rap shit.
Wow,
She's doing
okay.
great. Like, it's so inspiring to me.
Shout out to you, sis.
You know when you watch these people that you've seen from years ago and now they're like on a big screen and you're like,
he got money, that girl.
yes.
Yeah.
And to me, it's
Abbott Elementary.
sorry guys, this is a sidebar for our journey, but it just gives me chills.
Yeah.
It really truly gives me chills because imagine if they gave up. I'm sorry. But anyway, I was watching it and in one part she gets really aggressive with the father of her child.
Mm-hmm.
She gets really aggressive with the father of her child and he's like, you need to speak to me. Like, I don't even know what type of help you need or what's going on with you unless you speak to me. And I think as women, we just keep going sometimes. Men too, but I think we lash out and don't realize that it's because we're holding the weight on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. You know? And sometimes I think that has a lot to I think that also can play into broken pussy.
It does. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And it just went back into our conversation. I think that you wearing the world on your shoulders. Because I actually dated a man. Actually, it's funny. He DM'd me a couple weeks ago. This is how you know the retrograde coming. Because, wow. He's still, I didn't even open it because I didn't want to touch it. The energy is just so low. And it was hard to date this man because he was always crying about something. How are you trying to get vagina? I mean, never got my vagina. But how are you trying to get vagina? And you're
Draking.
you're worse than Draken. Because at least Drake is sexy.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
he's sexy when he do it.
Come cry my little booby over here, baby. It's
He
fine.
making millions when he crying. You just crying to cry.
I cry in a Birkin. You could cry in my Birkin that you bought me. Come on. But you, regular,
You go cry in a Honda, you go cry in a Bentley. Sorry.
You feel me? But this regular man who didn't even know.
Crying.
You go on a date and it's like depressing.
Oh no.
Your BTE is off, baby. Your BTE is off.
But then that brings me to a point where there's some men who know that and then they try to cling on to people with pussy power.
Yes. But that's so they could suck the energy.
They suck the energy. But that's what
But it don't last because
that's what I'm saying. You gotta know yourself to not allow people to stay in that space. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Because you can attract anything. You know, when you're a light, when you're a good person, you attract a lot of things. But to allow people not to be and stay in that space is different.
Yeah, I dated somebody briefly where I had to, like, now in retrospect, out like a while after dealing
I
with them.
definitely dated people who overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, and I was like, and it's funny because you actually did not like this person. It's funny because she used to have a nickname for them, right?
I did? Who is this? Okay.
La
all right.
cucaracha, la cucaracha, ya no
You better go
puedo
ahead.
caminar.
Cucaracha.
So in retrospect, thinking about it, I'm like,
No offense, but full offense.
yeah.
Because, like, how?
Yeah,
Like,
but I
what?
feel like our friendship, we're
I
always,
was just like, wow.
our friendship,
this
I
is
feel like we
crazy.
always do that. Be like, excuse me?
He did a what?
So in
The
retrospect,
audacity. They be giving out for free, y'all.
no, for real. So yeah,
It's crazy.
So-
It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
on the journey to like learning yourself and like your pussy power, right? I realized I'm like, yo, this man was probably like he was a creative. So I'm like, this man was probably just sucking the freaking
We're all creative
Oshun
sometimes.
energy,
Whatever.
sucking Oshun energy, and you learn like not everybody is, like you said, meant to be in your energy. Period. Period.
That man.
I learned a lot.
You did.
I did. I
But
learned
you
a
did
lot.
learn
I learned a lot.
And at the same time, I was
So I'm
also
grateful for
dealing
that.
with that other man.
Yeah.
That was kind of like mirroring each
Oh
they were
my
mirroring each
God,
other.
yes.
And our situations were mirroring each other.
It was
And
disgusting.
It was disgusting.
I mean, but I
and we
learned-
were looking at each other like, why are we doing this
But
to each other?
cause I think
We were like, why are we doing this?
they were like sirens. I just think that
They were
they knew
soul snatchers,
because
yo.
their vibration was lower. They knew where to heighten that vibration,
Yeah.
and that was like that dark energy. You know,
Soul snatchers.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
yeah. But when you learn yourself, I think it's a great journey because you
Yeah.
you're like, wait, stop. I am the Ray Gallo.
Right.
What are we
Get her off
doing?
this damn table,
I am
'cause
the
I can't
Ray
do it today.
Gallo.
It's giving muggle.
He is a muggle.
He's a muggle.
I
don't know if you guys watch Harry Potter, but
I was really feeling yesterday. I was
love
crying
Harry
with that.
Potter.
I love that terminology. By
I'm
the way,
House Hufflepuff. What were you? Did you
I don't
know?
remember.
Sorry. Okay, I'm showing my geek. Anyway.
Maybe when I was younger, I was Slytherin.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's low vibrational, but I get it. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff. All the way.
Hufflepuff. I forgot. Gryffindor. Maybe Gryffindor. But definitely.
And a Raven. Ravenclaw. Sorry.
No, it was either Gryffindor or Slytherin.
All right,
definitely.
we're off topic.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
I love Harry Potter. Shout out to them. J.K. Rowling. Sorry, guys.
All right. Anyways. Wow.
This phone keep closing. It's annoying. Is it because it's on D&D?
I don't know, girl. But did it affect your thinking and your self-esteem?
Yes.
Really? When you thought your pussy was broken?
Yes.
So I was actually okay. So I actually
Yes.
watched a video of Issa Rae explaining what her take on
I love
broken
it.
pussy was.
Talk about
And
it.
she was like, you know, me and my friend were going through these. Basically, they were going through situations that most women do.
Right.
They can't keep a man. They're
Yep.
dating. Or they think they can't keep a man, but it's really happening for a different reason. But they are having trouble dating, meeting people on their level. XYZ.
Yep.
So they would talk in these voices about their pussy. Like they would like narrate from their pussy, and they would be like, girl, I went to the club with him and my pussy dried up, and I was like, nope. Like they would use those voices.
Because that's also broken pussy too. You end up hanging out with somebody and you're like, I don't even fucking
your
like
pussy
them.
just like okay, so this is another thing about BDE, right? It's not emitting the energy that it needs to. So you could be so all right.
Why she look at me like that, y'all?
Because I have a horror story. I was talking to this man for like 3 months. Right?
That's annoying. 'Cause that's a long time.
Nothing sexual. Like we were really like getting to know each other, and y'all, I really liked this man. Like I really, really liked him. We had so many things in common. So I went on vacation one year, and the day before my vacation, I'm like, you know what? Let me get a little send off.
Yeah.
You know, let me get a little send off before this flight, this long ass flight tomorrow. So I hit him up, and I'm like, what you doing? I'm done packing. What you doing? It's like, you want to come over? Mind you, the man lived mad far.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm wasting gas. This is the worst decision I've ever made in my life, to travel to this man's house. Because on the way there, the pussy was like, all right? But I get there. Listen, I get there. And, you know, we vibing or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's about to, like, yeah, right?
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
Basement.
So, y'all, I'm not even joking. He pulls down his pants. And I was like, are
It's a
you
micro
serious?
penis?
No, for real. And
Sorry to that man.
just because it's small doesn't mean they don't know how to work with it, right? So I was like, let me give it a chance. Y'all, it was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. My pussy was like, whoop!
Get
off me.
Wait,
Get
I'm
off
sorry.
me.
I'm screaming on
I'm
your
sorry.
mic.
It's a real story. It's
Wait,
real life.
word to
raw.
be. Hold up.
Not for real. For real. And I was like,
Wait.
I was driving home so mad.
You
first of
probably
all,
was
because
so
it was,
mad. Did you have ice cream? Because that's your thing.
No, it was late at night, man.
Damn, I know you were tight.
I'm driving and I'm like, God, I had to sit and talk to God. I had to pull over for a second. I'm like, God, what is we doing?
Damn.
What is we doing?
I'm about to say, you
if
have
I'm
to roll-
supposed to be a nun, just say that then.
Shit, just roll up. That's a roll up moment. You got to roll up and be on the side of the road.
And I
Just
didn't
like,
smoke. Damn.
I know. You should have, that day, roll up and be like,
Contemplating life on my whole 40-minute ride home. I was so mad, y'all. But that's what I'm saying. BDE energy, right? You're emitting something that you can't uphold. And I don't know if that man thought he was doing something, but he wasn't.
So what do you think that, so I know you felt double crossed. So where do you think
I was angry. I had to ghost him. This goes back to the first episode.
Do you think that you talked him up in your head? Or did he,
he talked himself up in my ear.
Oh, that's how you knew that he was not BDE.
That's why I'm saying this is law,
okay.
y'all. When they talk way too much about it, because I'm like, oh my God, he's getting me excited for nothing. Why you getting me all riled up for no reason? That's rude. To me, that's rude.
That is rude.
That's rude. Because then you get on top of me and I'm like, you have to get off of me. Rude.
Not good.
Okay. That was just my story, my little rant. Because to this day, I'm mad.
Yeah,
And he be having the nerve to still hit me up. Like, how dare you?
Okay, so here's my other thing.
Get some help.
For real, y'all.
So did you ever tell him he was bad? Because I feel like we should tell men when they're bad.
I told him in the nicest way. I said, so, okay, I went on vacation. He was still hitting me up like 2 days later, right?
Okay.
And I'm like,
I think it's important to tell men and women that they're not good.
it was a little early, right? But he's like, I'm still fiending. After that, I said,
I bet you was.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Me, on the other hand,
I'm tight.
I'm mad as hell. So
I'm literally tight because I'm tight and tight because you wasn't doing nothing with that size. I'm out.
I got back home from my vacation and I had to talk to him. I had to tell him, like, you know what? We're just not clicking the way that I thought that we would click. But what I really meant was, It's not giving what you said it would give, and I'm appalled.
Oh my God, she gonna make me cry.
I did what I had to do.
I did my
everything that I said I would do. I was doing or trying to. So I was trying to work with what I had.
Can
here.
you stop?
No, I'm
because
serious.
I fought with these eyelashes to get
sorry,
on today,
y'all.
and she gonna make me cry them off. I'm really serious.
Have y'all ever had that experience? Have you never had that experience? If you haven't, good for you.
So I have, but I found it.
And sex is a spiritual act, so you threw my whole chakra system off.
So this is gonna make you guys. This is gonna make you guys laugh. So actually.
Oh Lord.
I am very much, I revel in letting you know that you're not good.
You're not good? Really?
Yeah, because these these Negroes walk around thinking they God's gift to this earth. And you be like, your dick ain't slamming like that, baby. I've been doing this for a while.
You pulled down and the yammers wasn't yamming.
And they're like, word. And you're like, word. Like,
I actually love that you do that.
What? That's why when I talk to women who are like, it wasn't good, I'm like, did you tell him?
I told him in a nice way. I think he understood.
No, I let you know you're whack.
I didn't say it like that. I didn't say it like
I let you know you're
I'm gonna
whack.
do that. Well, God, please don't let there be a next time. But
Yeah.
if there is, God forbid, I will say it like that.
I tell him you're
But
whack.
I did tell him to get off me. And he was like, stop acting like that. I said, no, you need to get off of me because you're sweating too hard and I understand what's happening
Yeah.
right now. So,
I will tell you, if I've had times where people are like,
I hope the wrong person doesn't watch this and think it's them. It's not you. This is happening a long time ago.
if you know yourself, you know it's not about you. I've had people even try to go down, and I'm just like, you're not doing it right.
Yes. Oh my God.
I don't care.
Yeah, that I will be like, just come back up. Just
Aries
come back
sun,
up.
Gemini rising, Leo moon. Get it the fuck right the first time.
Get the fuck right.
I will let you know. I revel in the fact of letting a man know he's not that good.
I love that.
Because they walk around thinking they're like, who?
Oh. I said this because I was talking to the girl last night. We were having this conversation. We were resonating with each other because she was like, it's unfair because the prep process beforehand takes so long. We get ready for this. I'm serious. This
you
is
get
rude.
waxed.
We get waxed or we shave or we get, we smelling good.
You get your perfumes right.
This is a process.
You get the outfit right. You get the outfit, not only the outfit,
and so
the bra, the panties.
You come to somebody and then they're not giving. It's like the audacity for me.
And I'm supposed to walk out and make you think you did something? No, I'm letting you know that your life.
So sometimes it leaves you out, like afterwards, like, oh my God, is it me? What's going on? Like, why is this happening?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It is your birthright, okay, to let a mother sucker know that their sex is not good, whether it's a woman or it's a man. Especially if it's about something. No, this is gonna be a little asshole-ish. Especially if they got like a big head. Or got a big ego.
Oh, I thought you literally meant they have a big head. I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that?
Like they got a big head about themselves. Okay. You need to humble that ass. And I'm not into humbling people just because humbling people. I mean, when somebody thinks they're really doing the do on you. Constructive ass criticism. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're not that good. I don't know who told you that.
We could do better.
And there's so many beautiful men walking around whose sex is not good.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many regular men walking around thinking their sex is the bomb. And when you talk to the girls, they're like, it wasn't even that good. Did you tell him? I mean, no. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. But bitch, your feelings are hurt walking away, not getting pleased.
See, this hurt people because he's going to have sex with somebody else and hurt them.
Yes.
The same way he
you didn't have an orgasm. You should be mad.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Well, we had a conversation about this, remember? And I was like,
I'm sorry.
Remember? I was like, it's going a little TMI, y'all. I was like, he let me finish.
Yeah.
And Akina was like, excuse me? What you mean? That should always happen.
Let.
But, they just,
And she's like, I'm learning. And I'm like, listen.
Because they be trying and they don't succeed.
A man who's a real man and knows what he's doing. And loves to please a woman. I mean, not only, he's not pleasing him. He pleases himself. A real man gets pleasure out of pleasing you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel that.
So he wants to make sure you finish because he want to make sure that he did it right.
Right. And you're not going to go back to the group chat like, girl, text my phone in 15 minutes because I'm leaving.
Call me. Because I got to get the fuck out of here. So that's what I meant by that.
Yes.
And, yeah, definitely. I've had more great sex than bad sex. And that's because I'm very vocal.
I'll say that too.
Or not happening again. And you need to work on yourself. And then go back to the drawing board and try it again with another bitch. It won't be this one.
And that's on the spiritual tip. Okay.
Period.
All right, so.
That was a good. fun day.
I'm sorry. It was a real ass story too. That's real life raw. So let's go to the polls.
Let's go to the
I put up a poll
testimonies.
yesterday. And basically,
I can't wait to laugh.
Basically, the question was, sis, have you ever thought your
Pussy broken.
was broken? And we just went over what that meant, right? Metaphorically speaking. So the poll said, this is crazy because a lot of people, 50% said yes. Actually, yes. 44% said, nah, she's always been good. And I know some of you who answered this, and that's a lie because we've had conversations, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm done with this woman.
I'm serious. I looked at it, I was like, come on, now why are you lying? And it's okay to be, you know what it is? You're not as deep on that plane, I think, that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think they're thinking about it differently.
Okay.
And then 6% said, I haven't had sex in a while, so probably.
Wow.
So, yeah, most people said yes. They thought that their pussy was broken at one point in time. And then I also did a poll for men.
Men,
as well.
Right. Which I liked. You did how you did the colors. You did pink and you did blue, which is cute. Very cute.
And then I was trying to say, you know, men can have BDE and it be thrown off in certain instances. Like we just went over. So most men said, of course, it happens.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually admitted that, yeah, of course it happens.
I want to let me make a disclaimer before you finish that.
Okay.
Let's not confuse being broke and not having and not having motivation or a clear sense of who you are and where you're going. That's not BD. That's not a lack of BDE. That just means bitches can see through you not having shit.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Also very true. That's a clarification.
Because I don't know, my stuff is coming through, and I feel like certain people answered, and they're not even aligned where they need to be aligned.
But also some women answered this on accident, but that's okay.
Also, and that goes for women too. It's not BDE or broken pussy if you are smoking and drinking and going to every party every night.
Yeah.
I mean, alignment.
I agree.
I mean, you are doing the work for
and
yourself.
You're like, why is this not coming together for me?
So I just want to make that disclaimer.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Continue.
So, no, facts. Okay, so 64% of the men said, of course it happens. 64.
Not the broke ones. If you broke, that don't apply to you.
Actually, all these people, the men that answered
Okay, I know you would tell me the truth. Yes.
Yes. I'm going to tell you the truth on camera. Because I just did it with the last poll.
Because ain't no BDE if you ain't getting it right.
36% said nah. That never happened to them.
What?
But
Okay,
whatever.
now. Okay.
But whatever.
All right.
Listen, sis, I just let people vote. I say nothing. Just let the votes come in. I said okay.
And what? I know no shade to shout out to 6% that said nah. But I want you to ask every girl truthfully if the sex was good. That's your homework if you're watching this. And
I'm gonna make a clip of this exact moment.
Ask them how was I in bed, and tell them to be honest. And you just really are. They need to be honest. Ask a woman who probably you're still really cool with and will be honest with you, even if y'all used to fuck back in the day.
Or not even just in bed, just how were you dating wise as a person?
As a person.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How were you as a person? Like, because for somebody to be like, nah. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that's not true.
I don't think you guys are thinking metaphorically. I think that you're actually thinking like your dick wasn't good or your pussy wasn't good. Like, and how would you know? Because you're not in it like the other person's in it. So relax. And it's more about on like a spiritual
level.
And
broken pussy is energy. And
it's energy.
BDE is big dick energy. So we're meaning exuding something. You're in the club or you're in, I don't know. So my party ain't gonna like this. But I went to the deli today to pick up the food. He ordered me food. I went to go pick it up before I came, right? And when I walked in, it was too... you know how you just gonna know. You just know. You walk in, I'm like, okay, I'll look at these niggas, right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, just tunnel vision.
Right, just go get your food
and
out.
As I'm passing, it's like, you know, hi ma'am, how you doing? I'm good. Bye. But it's like I said, it goes back to your energy, right? And mind you,
you can feel it.
You can feel it. It's like, and where I was walking in, I was doing something, and the women was like, "Ay, mami, que guapa," and I'm like, okay, because I just threw this on today, but thank you.
It's an energy. No matter what you wear.
I didn't want to wear this peluca.
Shut your ass.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but it's cool. It's doing what it has to do.
You be sending me with this shit, so.
I don't want to do it.
Anyway, but yeah, it is an energy, honestly, because that's very true. I remember walking into Burlington looking like shit. At least I felt like I looked like shit. And this lady was like, you should really model. I'm like, what the fuck? Girl, bye.
It's an energy. Seriously.
Sis looking like a whole bum.
Seriously.
But thank you for trying to make me feel better. I think she thought I looked like a bum, so she tried to make me feel better. That's what in my head I was like, girl, bye.
But that
Anyway.
also goes to show you.
But yes.
And I think too that when you're going through like the broken pussy or BDE era, right? You're feeling like, oh my God, I'm not hot enough.
Yeah, the self-esteem. It plays on your self-esteem.
It's your self-esteem.
But like, is it really self-esteem or is it really more your ego?
It's your ego. I think. So I'm gonna fuck your head up with this one.
Fuck it up, girl.
Nobody knew that when I was going through this era that I felt like I was too successful. I felt like I felt like, damn, I'm going this hard, and am I separating myself?
Me of, you remember being Mary Jane? You ever seen that show? That reminded me of what you were really going through.
I was like, wow, I'm on this trajectory of life of like doing well for myself, and I'm like, damn, did I set myself that apart from the people?
Shout out to Gabby.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this demographic already about Black people. And
yeah.
So, I mean,
but I don't feel like that anymore.
You don't feel like this anymore because
who's meant for you is meant for you.
Exactly.
And not everybody's for you.
Not everybody's for you. So that was the poll that we did.
That's hilarious.
Yesterday. Isn't that funny?
I love that.
Y'all need to start telling the truth though. But anyway, so I'm serious. It be making me so bad sometimes. I'm like, wait, what? How? Okay.
Do you feel like you've overcome this? I feel like you have, but we're just gonna talk to people out there. Like, do you feel like you've overcome this broken pussy energy?
Yeah.
Okay, definitely.
Uh-huh.
And when did you know? Like, when did you know there was a switch?
When did I know there was a switch? In like the energy, or just knowing that it's not me?
Knowing that it's not you, not so much energy, just knowing it wasn't you.
I think the last situationship I was in, really like flipped the switch for me, and I was like, hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop. This is crazy.
That's why I do think situationships are okay sometimes.
They are. I'm gonna go back and think about it. It is
because it teaches you.
It is.
Thank God they weren't your person, because you, first of all, you'd be heartbroken and set you back. Because I'm a feeler. I'm depressed. I'm done. I don't want to.
You definitely need those experiences.
But when it's a situationship, it's like, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Period.
For real.
So situationships, I think, are healthy in the sense if you know what it is, and if it ends, it ends, and it teaches you more about yourself. It's a situationship. So that situation is going to teach you something.
It ended and started.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He kept renewing his subscription.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you gave that person a lot of grace.
I did give him, and to this day, I still think I give him grace because I know he doesn't know himself.
It's giving niggerachi.
It's very niggerachi.
Sorry, y'all. I know if people don't know my terminology.
So I'm sorry if that's like an offensive word for people, but like that's just what we say.
That's what I say.
When it's
When it's, come to me. Come to me, Odd. In my inbox. I don't give a finnuck. I say niggerachi. My man know I say niggerachi. It's giving niggerachi.
I know what you mean by that. So it was giving it was giving the ghetto.
It's giving the ghetto. That's what that comes
ghetto.
from. It's giving that you just do things without
ghetto in the sense of like just no regard.
Yeah, no
anything.
regard.
No couth. No nothing.
Nothing. No respect.
No respect
for the woman. No respect.
Other party.
Just no respect.
Yeah. So yes, my last situationship is where I was like, I really needed to sit with myself, and I did a whole thing to get rid of this man. A whole thing.
And I feel like you were extra nice.
I didn't. All right, no, I know this is gonna be like, oh, whatever, but I literally did nothing wrong. I did nothing.
No, you really didn't.
Wrong.
Because usually I'm the person on the show that's like, well, really,
really, Brittany.
Like,
we
had times when we talked and we're like, girl, you know you could have handled that better.
Yeah, but nah, I handled this with the utmost grace. I think.
Yeah, I think too much actually.
So that's how I slept at night. It wasn't me.
That matcha looking good.
It's a pistachio matcha latte.
I want that. I don't know.
From damn, where's it from?
It's a little.
What's it called?
It's a coffee shop, so it's self-owned, right?
Simply Chai in New Brunswick. That's what it's called.
Go.
It's so good.
I think I'm gonna go today.
Yeah, it's a sister coffee shop of Underground. Right?
Okay.
Hidden Ground. Sorry, Hidden Ground.
Oh, I've heard of Hidden Ground.
They're sister coffee shops.
Wow. Yeah, that look good. I want it. That look good. Okay.
Anyway.
So, I love your spiritual tip, by the way.
Yes. So the spiritual tip for today, you want me to say it?
I do, because
I'll say the first one, you can say that one.
When it comes to dating and just like being out in the world, right? Not even dating, because sometimes I feel like women and men, well, actually there's polls that are saying men are more single than ever. I wonder why.
Really?
Let's do some self-awareness. Yeah, 61%. on single. So I was looking at this article because I was just totally
this generation
intrigued.
got it all
Let me move the
fucked
bang.
up.
I was intrigued.
The bang.
And the bang. I was intrigued, and I had to go to this article, and it was saying how on dating sites, men are 61% more likely to be extra single without any hits. Yes. So women are even going to their other, listen, you know it's bad when women are like, listen, I'd rather be with vagina because it's just better. But I don't think that's what the poll was saying. It was just saying that men
I could do better all by myself. Is what it's saying.
So the poll is
this
basically,
generation got it fucked up.
Yeah, so this poll
really
is basically
do.
saying how women are now being more self-aware of what they don't want. So they'd rather be alone than be with a motherfucker who ain't gonna
and be
do
upset about it. Yeah, I wholeheartedly listen. I'm not gonna claim this singlehood forever, but I'm just saying I wholeheartedly felt that in my soul when you just said that. Because why am I gonna cry when I got somebody when I can cry by myself?
And on the
I'm
other
not even crying,
hand,
by the way, but I'm just saying.
on the other hand, women.
Just saying.
On the other hand, sometimes the person for you doesn't look like what you thought it was gonna be.
That's very true. I think you taught me that.
And
You taught me that.
Yeah, and I'm maybe giving myself a word. I also want you to recognize when somebody is good for you and good for certain...
Like healthy. You know how I recognize this? Okay, so this kind of plays into broken pussy, right? Because...
Recognize your blessings.
Recognize your blessings. You said that to me before. And I think that a lot of the times when I was dating, I was looking for the aesthetic. Now, I'm not saying like the glitz and glamour aesthetic. I'm saying like... he looks so fucking good. Like, I want that.
I was shallow like that for a little while.
And then it was like, well, it's not all about looks because looks fade. Like, it's fleeting. It goes away. So, like, even when you're older and this person, you're growing old with this person, and they don't have those looks anymore, are they going to be a good person? Are they still your friend?
Yeah.
Will they do things for you when you're in need? God forbid I get sick. Is this person gonna be able to care for me? You know what I'm saying? So
and nurture
it's
you.
a word.
It really is. I think
nurture my heart.
Your heart. I had to really learn to soften myself.
Not just my thick pussy.
I had a reading the other day, and she said, "Girl, let that man help you." And I said, and it's funny because literally the day after I was talking to this man, he goes, "Let me help you," and I said, "Oh,
yeah."
So I was like, "Okay, I'm surrendering."
Surrender. Ooh, I was about to say. Took the words out of my mouth.
I literally said, "I'm a surrender." I'm a surrender because what are you fighting?
Yeah, nothing.
And who has substance out here, girl? And knows themselves. Literally loves you from the follicle on you. So recognize. I want you.
Who sees you?
Who
People
sees you from the follicle on your head to the toenail that's falling off on your toe.
I was gonna say cuticle on your toenail.
For real. And I mean, even on
so
your no, for real. No, because that's, you know us. And on your worst days, there's times I turn over, I mean, lash off, crust in the eye, looking crazy bloated. And he's like, "You so beautiful." And I'm like, "What the fuck? Put your glasses on."
You do wear glasses, don't you?
Put your glasses on.
But no, he love you. He love you for you. And
Yeah,
that's what
and
you want, and that's what I've learned. I've grown. That's growth.
That's growth.
Because I was like, and then I dated someone who was not my type, and I loved him. I loved the shit out of him. Granted, now, you know, that happened how it happened, but I loved him. And I was like, wow, I never thought that I could, like, not that I was always shallow, because I would never label myself as a shallow person. No, I don't think you would. Definitely not shallow.
Definitely not shallow.
But I like what I like, but...
Yeah, I feel like I was shallow at times. Like, I was like, but everybody, honestly, the ones that I've ever gotten that were like beautiful or whatever to me, or I thought I was highly attracted to them,
wasn't shit.
They wasn't shit. Wasn't shit.
Yeah.
So wasn't on my shit.
So there's that.
So yeah, recognize. Broken pussy also is recognizing who's in your corner and who's good for the soul. Yeah. And the baller shot caller sometimes is not it.
The baller shot callers.
Like, it's just not.
True.
It's gonna. It may be surface.
Like I said, on paper, they look great.
But on
they could be the devil. So.
And they could be devil, but how do they show up for you? That's what's important.
How do they show up for you?
You know?
So the spiritual tip that we're ending with today is rejection. Because listen, when you have broken pussy, sometimes you feel like you're being rejected. Like, why is God not sending these people to me, right?
We talked about this.
But rejection is God's protection.
Amen.
All right, it's not a Sunday, but we going to church.
Can I get a witness?
Another honorable mention. You want to read that one?
Yep. If it doesn't open, if it doesn't open, it's not your door.
It's just not your door. That's all. That's all.
Okay, don't go to the window. This is not Melissa Etheridge. Don't go to the window. Don't come to my window. Don't go to his window. Don't go to his door. Don't go to her door. It's not for you. It's not open.
It's not opening for you because it's not yours.
It's
and
not
that's
for
okay
you.
because there's another door. That's
Period.
yours. All right. So everybody, keep your pH balance in check.
Keep your BDE for reals. Don't be lying. And don't talk too much about it. If you know you got it, you don't got to talk about it so much.
You got it.
Okay? So just remember that. And love yourself.
Yeah, so your pussy's not broken. It's just not.
And your BDE is not low. It's just you need to work on yourself a little bit more.
Know thyself.
Okay?
All right.
It's Akina and Britt.
Chat.
Right?
On the spiritual tip.
Peace out. Have a great weekend, guys. Have a great day.
Love you.
That was fucking